All right, today I'm going to be reacting to Crooked Rain by Pavement. Never heard anything from this band. I have heard of this band. I think I heard about them in maybe like a Kyle Reed video, but haven't heard any of their stuff, of course. This came out in 1994, 42 minutes, 12 songs. There's not much else to say. Go join the Patreon if you want. It's $4 a month, $8 for priority album requests. And yeah, let's get into it. The first track is Silence Kid. Kind of off-kilter start here. There we go. Good riff. I like how this guitar is kind of working as a vocal right now. It's got a good memorable melody to it. Vocalist kind of reminds me of the guy from the Unicorns. Cool little halftime section here. That was interesting. Pretty off-kilter, like I said, to start. Gets into the groove a little bit when the vocals come in. This line right here, usually I don't love when lyricists like include like instruments in their lyrics. It kind of feels like breaking the fourth wall, and it just usually comes across as corny, but it didn't really on this line here. Speaker tells the addressee to hand him the drumsticks. It means that he wants to control the piece of things. Since the speaker here is switched to the silence kid, it represents the silence kid accepting that he needs to overcome his taciturn disposition. What does that word even mean? Oh, reserved or uncommunicative in speech, saying little. Okay. So it feels like maybe this is just him, a story about himself, maybe. Him just wanting to keep things in, not wanting to express himself because maybe he's had bad experiences with expressing himself in the past, so he feels like just keeping it in might be the better idea. Interesting lyrically. Again, very kind of messy instrumentally, but purposefully, I feel like. So yeah, cool opening. Cool opening. We'll give that the good rating. Nothing mind-blowing, but I'm intrigued to see what we got going on here. Kind of a politically driven song here, maybe. It's a good line. Nice little falsetto backing vocal too. Okay, right back into it. Interesting again. I feel like it would have worked better if they just finished the track with that kind of instrumental freak out. That felt like a really good fitting ending. Good fitting, what? But instead they choose to go into the riff once again, which that might grow on me, but I just don't love that choice right away on a first listen. Lyrically, it seems to be just kind of critiquing the rich. I like it. I'm liking the lyrics a lot so far in this one. The sound does feel a little bit just like of the time indies of the 90s. When did that Unicorns album come out? Because that's like definitely the closest comparison I can make. 2003 is when that came out, so this could be a little bit before its time. Don't love, again, how they went into the riff again at the end there, but still gonna give it a solid good rating. All right. Stop Breathing by Playboi Carti is next. I take my shirt off and my whole stop breathing.
Stop breathing. Stop breathing. Breathing for me now. I can see the lion's open shutters and the leaves flocked on a grid. That's what they made my hero say.
Love the space here. Oh, we're only halfway through. Okay. It's kind of crazy. We had a lot of themes of war on the last album I did, on that Bright Eyes album. Continuing onto this album. Hopefully this builds. I can feel it kind of building here. I love the symbols here. Hats, whatever you want to call them. Rides. It's my favorite track. Another interesting choice to kind of just cut that riff off, the last final riff really short. They've had a couple of choices like that on the last track and on this one that I'm not a huge fan of, but overall, really enjoyed that track. More talking about war, kind of the negative effects that it can have and the long-term emotional effects that it can have on someone. But yeah, that's my favorite track so far. I really love the guitar solo, and I love the kind of progressive and linear build to that second half of the track. Really impressive. Again, I didn't love how they decided to cut that ending off, but who knows? It might grow on me in the future. The one thing I will say, even though these endings, they throw me for a loop a little bit, they aren't formulaic at all, and that's really a big positive I can give them. They're kind of unpredictable. All right, Cut Your Hair. Oh my, there's so many parallels to this freaking Unicorns album. That album is called Who Will Cut Our Hair When We're Gone, I think. Okay. Did I give that a rating? I don't know, but there you go. Looks like we got a mainstream banger, maybe. I've heard that melody somewhere. Catchy little poppy sweet refrain here. You can see why this one was so popular. It's a great concept for a song. So good. So good. It's hilarious how that song is the most streamed on the album. Let me check. Yeah, the most streamed on the album. Saw quite a bit of a success in its time, it seems like. And it's funny because the whole song is kind of critiquing selling out and kind of what it takes to be a popular band, you know? Advertisers are looking, no big hair. You gotta present a clean image. Here is kind of a critique on what people look for in a band or ignore, kind of ignoring the actual music and looking more for superficial things that don't really matter, like the drummer's hair or the band's appearance, you know? They don't like the current state of, I guess, the music industry, which is still pretty much the same now, so nothing's really changed. So it's still relevant today, so it's aged pretty well in that sense. Newark Wilder.
Lane driver, the forces against you. Won't you? Because they're rushing to feel you, but I won't set you down. I don't need to. Fly.
This has got to be the same vocalist. It sounds exactly like Stephen Malsmith. Nope, different person. I'm not loving this one. Instrumental feels a bit messy, a bit disjointed, a bit just kind of all over the place and unorganized, you know. I feel like that's been the aesthetic so far, but it's kind of just taken too far on this one. I don't love the chords either. I don't love this chord change or chord progression. The band just doesn't feel together on this one, you know? They don't feel in sync. They don't feel like they're on the same wavelength. I mean, that dissonance there is obviously purposeful, but I don't know if it works. That one is a little bit too chaotic, a bit too messy, a bit too unorganized for my liking. So I'm gonna give that the mid. I know you can kill me, you can crucify me in the comments, but yeah, I feel like that's kind of been the aesthetic. It's kind of been loose, it's kind of been messy throughout, but that one just kind of took it too far to the point where it just wasn't very enjoyable musically, in my opinion. I didn't really catch many lyrics on that one. What does Genius say? Okay, so kind of just talking about gang violence, just kind of an uneasy, and maybe that's, I feel like that sound is kind of fitting then if it is this kind of uneasy, angsty portrayal of the world surrounding them at the time. But it just doesn't really make for that of a enjoyable musical experience. Next track is Unfair. Is that how you spell nunchucks? Hold on, I gotta point this out. Our genius community has concluded that the correct lyric is indeed swinging nunchakus. Pronounced nunchucks. I did not know it was spelled like that. Okay, that's just a random tangent. Guitar tones on this one really remind me of Autolux. And just the chords we have going on here, very dissonant, but they still kind of work. Banger. Banger, banger, banger. High energy. Banger, I hardly know her. High energy, quick, fast, driving, explosive. I just spit everywhere. That was disgusting. Very reminiscent of some Auto Lux stuff in terms of the guitar sounds we got going on and the chords and stuff like that. Like the attitude on this one quite a bit. Like the vocal performance quite a bit as well. Not one of my favorites, but still better than the last one. So let's keep it going. Next is Gold
Go
Sound.
back to those gold sounds. Or boring change when essential, so essential. It has a nice ring when you laugh at the low life opinions. You think that is a major flaw when they rise up in the falling rain. And if you stay around with your knuckles ground down, the trial's over, the weapons found. Keep my address to myself because it's secret, cause it's secret.
I like that crack.
Advocating that word for the password. Passwords come up, all we've got to waste.
Okay, I would have to re-listen to that one, but I don't love that one. It felt like it kind of just lacked dynamics a little bit. There was a couple sections where it kind of cut out and kind of tempered itself a little bit, but for the most part, it kind of just felt at that same kind of explosive level the entire time. Would have liked to see them play with a little bit more, have a little bit more of ebbs and flows in the track to make it feel a little bit more dynamic. Not one of my favorites. I mean, it's still good. Probably closer to the mid, though. Right, we have 5 minus 4 equals unity. Instrumental. Is it in 5/4, perhaps? Probably. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Feels like it's in 5/4. Called it. Ooh. Nice piano there. This is jazzy. I'm loving this. Ooh, feels like we're falling here. Falling down the stairs. Perfect. That's getting the 10. That was so good. Such a nice change of pace in the album. I feel like it was placed perfectly too. I was feeling like we maybe needed some sort of switch up. And there it was, no vocals, all instrumental, of course, going in that 5/4 time signature. It feels jazzy. It felt very intricate. Love the little piano lines in there. I love the silly, like, kind of goofy cartoon effects that whoa. I can't make that sound. Is it this? This sound right here. Love that. Yeah, very intricate, very fun, very dynamic. That one was very, very dynamic, unlike the last track. So, yeah, loved that. Let's keep going.
If I could settle down, if I could settle down, then I would settle down.
Oh, that lush acoustic guitar there. I love how that's mixed and recorded.
My Walkman phase,
I like that line.
absolutely no one but myself to blame. Stone Temple Pilots, they're elegant bachelors. They're foxy to me, are they foxy to you?
Kind of a bluesy piano there. great, very country, very folky feeling, and it matches the tone of the lyrics and the content of the lyrics perfectly. Him just wanting to settle down. I want a range life. Yeah, I love the sentiment of the track. I love the sound of it. Very breezy, very summery, and very sweet. So I don't know if there's probably more meaning to it lyrically than I'm picking up right now, but on the surface, it just feels like a sweet little track longing for simplicity. All right, let's keep going. Like that track quite a bit. One of my favorites.
Heaven is a truck. It got stuck on the breeze. Queen of the castle, California thrill.
No idea what this one's about lyrically. Interesting effect on that guitar there. Kind of that wah sound. Wah. Heaven is a truck. Got stuck. I'm gonna have to read through these lyrics, try and figure it out. Such a goofy guitar sound. I love it though. Okay, lyrics here. Heaven is a truck. So I'll just read this. Song title: objectifies an abstract idea of heaven, an ideal thing that everyone wants, makes it into something concrete and attainable. That makes sense. It got stuck on the breeze. Ask the driver nicely, I need a lift. So he's wanting to go to heaven, obviously. The driver could be, I don't know. I was going to say God, but that wouldn't really make sense. I need a light, or what did he say? I need a lift. Genius has it wrong here. I need a lift. That could obviously mean more than legit needing a lift, like as in the truck. If someone's truck breaks down, obviously he needs a lift in life, you know. He needs something to motivate him to keep going, maybe. He needs some sort of break. He needs one good thing to happen to him, maybe. Okay, so he's just kind of admiring the attractiveness and the beauty of the idea of heaven, maybe. So now he's introducing this girl. Maybe he sees... Oh, this is going to sound so corny. Oh, he sees heaven in this this which could be what it is. That sounds corny coming out of my mouth, but it doesn't really come across as corny here. Overall, not one of my favorites, but still pretty solid. I didn't love the sound on that one, but I do like it quite a bit lyrically. So, okay, we gotta finish this up. I feel like I've been really slow on this reaction. Oh my god, this dissonance is crazy. This is a crazy switch up to have after the last track. Just like sonically the difference. It's kind of crazy. This feels like a plane crash. It's chaotic. There's like siren-esque sounds going off, blaring sounds. I know that there's no sirens on a plane, but you know what I mean. And I hit the plane down. I think that's actually one of my favorites because of just kind of how chaotic and interesting and unique it feels. It feels not completely different than the rest of the album, but pretty kind of out there and different. Very dejected, very moody, very dark, and just kind of twisted and chaotic sound. hit the plane down, which could be a metaphor for getting high, Genius said. Let's see. Pavement encapsulates the idea of coming out of a high, which this would make sense if that's what they're trying to represent here. Okay, so this annotation is saying they're kind of anti-drug and wanting other rock bands to kind of come off drugs and come down, you know? I don't know, because the sound of it doesn't really, I feel like there's a conflicting messages there. Taking everything I've got to see, I'm a little bit confused about the message of the song. I feel like it's not presented in the most focused way, but I do like the charm of it because of how chaotic it is. So yeah, not perfect, but like I said, I feel like it could be a little bit more focused of a song and message, but again, it also does feel kind of intentional how kind of all over the place it is. Drugs are personified in order to show the devastation they can wreak on society, taking control of the scene. So yeah, it definitely could be like an anti-drug thing. It's the kind of chaotic nature is kind of portraying what drugs can do to you, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool. One of my favorites. I don't know if I gave that a rating. Hold on. There you go. We have the last track, which is nearly 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes.
What do you need? Da, 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 da.
I don't know if I love these verses. I love the instrumental bridges. I just feel like it kind of loses momentum with these verses. Oh, like again, these instrumental sections, crazy. Oh.
When they pull out the plugs and they snort up their drugs, their throats are filled with.
Cool choice to kind of just leave that line hanging there and not finish it. That's not one of my favorites. I feel like, again, it kind of suffers from some lackluster verses. The instrumental bridges are crazy. The freakouts there and just the density is insane. And just the complexity of it too. It doesn't just feel like a wall of sound. You can actually hear like a bunch of different things happening. Yeah, I'm kind of confused what this one's about. It looks like it's kind of just like commenting on the state of the music scene, about disillusionment at the end of the rock and roll era and the current music scene. So kind of what I said. Hold on. I know this is gonna be boring. I'm just gonna read this because I feel like I'm missing something here. So they're kind of commenting on the messiness and I guess just the messy nature. Is messiness a word? Probably not. The messy nature of the current rock and roll scene. But I feel like there's some hypocrisy there because this whole album has kind of been loose and messy, which I feel like adds to the charm of it, but I'm confused. You guys gotta let me know down below if I know I'm missing something here, but I feel like it could be kind of laid out in a more organized way, this track, which again might just be the appeal of it, the fact that it is very messy and chaotic. Yeah. That's gonna do it for this album. That's like kind of close to a mid for me, but still gets that good rating. I just want to figure out the song. I just want to figure it out, but that's so boring to watch because I'm slow. It would take me forever. I would just have to read and read and read and think, and I know that's not very fun because I'm not the best at deciphering lyrics, but yeah, overall, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I didn't love it. I feel like it is a little bit I'll just go over the negatives first. I'll just sum up the negatives. I feel like it is a little bit messy, and I know that's kind of the appeal, but I feel like it gets too messy at points, and I feel like it kind of lacks focus with some of these songs. A lot of the songs do portray a really clear and concise message, but a lot of them just feel kind of not focused, you know? That's probably my biggest gripe. Another gripe is that it just feels a little bit bland instrumentally at points, but for a lot of it also it does feel very kind of cutting edge. So yeah, that's gonna do it. I like the vocalist quite a bit. I think he has a lot of personality and character to his voice. I like the writing for the most part on this album, even if it does lack focus at times. I feel like the structure of these songs could be improved a little bit, but overall, the flow of the album was pretty great. You had that 5/4 kind of switch up, which I felt like was needed. Some of the tracks within themselves feel a little bit one-dimensional, but the album as a whole doesn't really feel one-dimensional, because you do have the kind of easy breezy country folk inspired Range Life. You have the jazzy 5/4 Unity. So yeah, I feel like it is ultimately not super one-dimensional in terms of the whole album. So yeah, I think it's gonna do it. Overall, enjoyed it. Not my favorite thing I've ever heard, but pretty solid. All right, that's going to do it. Go join the Patreon. Like I said, $4 a month for Uncut Reactions, $8 for priority requests. This was a priority request, so yeah, go join that if you want me to get to your suggestion quicker. And that's going to do it. Pavement, Crooked Rain, pretty solid. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Peace out.